handsome. I was just going to drop this around you.
Thank you.
How's your mum?
She's bearing up.
Good. Look, do you fancy a quick cup of coffee? I've got just enough time.
Oh, I best not. I left Mum sleeping. I really ought to get back to her as soon as I can.
Look, I miss you, Michael. I mean, when do you think you're going to come home?
Soon. I love you.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. We thought you'd left.
Well, I just thought I'd look in, see if you need a hand while Mrs. Holmes is off sick. I'm afraid you don't get rid of me for good until after the interviews.
Devill's going to be the new head, isn't he? I'd lay money on it.
They'll be seeing a number of applicants, Ben, but Mr. Deverill is a strong candidate.
Ian reckons Devill's definitely going to get it.
Well, you tell Ian it's not a foregone conclusion. Only the governors will decide who's the best person for the job.
Look, I really won't worry about it. I doubt people have even seen them.
Hi, Tom. I love your pictures.
Thanks.
My favourite's the one with the tight black top. I wondered if you'd sign me a copy.
Sure, no problem.
Can you put to Kathy, lots of love, Tom?
Oh my gosh, there he is.
Can you sign mine?
Can I have your phone number? Tom, he's so gorgeous. Can you sign this, please? Look, loads of girls want to go out with you now.
Well.
Hurry up.
And if you could oversee the PRF today?
Yeah, of course. Any takers?
Just Ian Hudson.
I don't know what's happened to that boy. Peter.
I was coming in to clear my desk, Stephen, but I see you saved me the trouble.
Margaret and I were in the same office. I just thought it would be sensible to...
Oh, don't worry about it. If the board goes well, I'll be booking my ticket next week.
Next week?
Well, yes, there's no point in hanging around here when I could be in South America.
I'd better be getting on. Excuse me.
So, how are you coping without Margaret? Not too stressed?
We're a little short-staffed, but we're managing.
I could cover for you if you like. I'm sure you got a lot of preparation for the board.
Well,
I might enjoy it. Then you can just carry on as though I'm not here. And so, the colonial partitioning that began in the 1880s culminated in the Congress of Berlin, 84-85, and then continued until we see how thoroughly the continent had been carved up by 1913. Can anyone tell me which areas were under Spanish rule in 1913? Italian. German. British. It's on the board.
Egypt, sir.
Good, Martin. Anyone else? I know it's all a bit dull, but you've got to learn it. Right. Stand up, all of you. Come on your feet. And let's push back all of the tables.
All of them?
Yes, Josh, all of them. We're going to make another map out of people.
You look lovely.
Are you sure?
Have you seen the state of me?
I think Mum would approve.
Sorry, Mr. Robson. I heard some commotion. I assumed the class had been left unattended.
No, we're scrambling for Africa. Always good to bring history alive. Don't you agree?
Sorry?
So, there were 7 main countries that colonised Africa, and each of you can play part of a country. Now, Josh, you and Kathy and Martin can all be Italy. Italy had 3 colonies: Libya, Eritrea, and Italian Somaliland. So, see where they are on the map, and then you can represent them on our map.
Very funny.
Very serious. Year 8 have already started up a fan club.
You better make sure it doesn't go to your head.
Yeah, as if.
Must be really difficult at the moment.
That was brilliant. Only missed a Mr. Robson teaches all the time.
I know. I wish he wasn't leaving now.
It's the funeral today, isn't it?
Yeah, should be all over by now. I hope Amy's okay.
Yeah, me too. I can't imagine losing your mum. Tell her I was thinking about her.
She'll be back tomorrow. Tell her yourself.
Hello, gorgeous.
You okay?
Yeah. No.
What's the matter?
I think we need to sort a few things out. I'll be going to uni soon, and I've been thinking
Thinking what?
that maybe you and me isn't going to work.
Vix, you can't mean that.
I think we should break up.
Just because you're going to university?
No, because we aren't right for each other. You're a lovely guy, Danny. I'm sorry.
Vicky, please, you
I can't have a relationship with anyone right now, Danny. Please don't make this any harder. I just want to be on my own.
You all right?
Oh, Tom, just watching you eat that makes me feel ill.
Are you sick?
No.
Hi, Tom. Would you give me an interview for the school website?
I guess so. What do you want to know?
How did you start modelling?
Well, I was spotted by an agent in a club. It's funny, really, because it's something which I've never really considered in a million years. But she thought I was... Shouldn't you be writing this down?
Sorry, what did you say?
There's something bugging me about those concrete four boys.
That's where Mr. Deverill used to teach.
Come again?
Mr. Deverill used to teach at Concrete Hall.
You sure?
He told me when I showed him round his first day.
It's weird. We ought to check it out.
Do you enjoy your makeover, Maddie? Got the photos to develop. And there's plenty more. Where that come from?
She still stinks of puke. I can smell her from here.
This is that Stephen Deverill, and it's certainly not reptile features.
Remember Greg from the match? He thought Devil's name was Wilcox. Martin, can you check that? It's just people. They all are by the looks of it.
Hang on a minute. What's this?
It's a waste of time.
There. That's him. That's definitely him. What's he playing at?
Leah. About Briony. I think you might be right. Something might be wrong.
Like what?
Well, she's sick a lot, isn't she? And I've seen her go dizzy and hold onto her stomach. What does that say to you?
She's pregnant. You?
There's an outside chance.
Matt?
Look, I know it was stupid. I was wondering, do you think you keep an eye on her for a bit longer? Maybe find out? I'm too scared to ask her.
Look, Matt, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be here.
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about leaving for a while. I've been in the PRF, Saturday detention. It's just not the same school that I came to. It's changed since Devil's arrived.
What about your exams?
I can revise at home. I'll come back for my GCSEs.
So when are you going?
Today's my last day. Look, I'd really like to slip off without any fuss. Promise you won't tell anyone.
They said they can't give out any details of their pupils.
Well, we're gonna have to go there. Try and find those posh boys.
You're joking, right?
No time like the present.
You're not going to get in.
I'll get my old blazer and we can use those ties we got from the match. Sorted.
Yeah, but I didn't get one.
Yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of things too, but this isn't that... I can't really talk now. I've got to get that revision done. OK, at the club then, at 4:30. I wish I could take time off to go to the club. Who's going to be there? Just you and your man? Yeah.
She's coming here then?
Yeah, later.
Sounds like you're almost there. I like his style, Oz.
We never did finish that quiz, did we?
No, love.
And then I'd have another. And another. Until I made myself ill. Or
what?
made it go away. Stop feeling like that. Like this.
So your mum knows all about it?
Yeah. She's been okay, I suppose. She's like that. She's more like my best friend than a mum.
What does she think you should do?
Bounce back. She's good at that. She's got loads of mates. She's funny. She's really gorgeous. All the things I'm not.
Don't do yourself down, Maddie. No friends in school? I mean, what about Kathy, Martin?
I don't think so. And Mum works a lot, so I don't get to see her as much as I'd like to.
So when you get home at night, you have a drink?
Yeah.
I know, it's only a mask. Hides the pain, but doesn't make it go away.
How come you understand?
You should never feel alone, Maddie. You're not the only one who's been there. But that's just between us.
I hope you know what you're doing. Just look confident. Boy, am I glad to see a friendly face.
Oh, right.
All that time, Leah said how people just looked at her. Never listened. I finally get it. What?
I promised I wouldn't tell anyone.
Hi. What are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd surprise you. Time for a chat?
Yeah.
You know Greg, don't you? You at the football match?
What are you doing here?
When he's talking about his teacher. Who's that?
Before your time, I'll catch you up, okay?
So you know this guy? He's a teacher at our school, and we know him as Mr. Deverill. But your mate Greg said his name was Mr. Wilcox, and he used to teach here. Who is he?
This is over, okay? Just leave it, please.
Well, the school certainly seems to be running smoothly enough, and on the whole I've seen some very positive changes. Improved attendance figures and so on.
I knew the system would be good for Grange Hill.
But then there's the website. I heard it was closed down at one point, that Leah resigned and Anika was sacked.
That was a rather unfortunate business.
I had hoped it would be a way all the years could work together and air their own views.
In a perfect world, I'm sure it would have been, but when you're dealing with subversives... Sometimes I think we'd be better off without any pupils at all. I expect you're dying to get out of here. Will we see you before you leave?
Well, actually, I quite enjoyed myself today. I think I might pop in again tomorrow. You don't mind, do you?
spent a long time looking for her. I felt resentful of the way she'd abandoned me. And it's terribly important to me that I do the right thing now.
I know.
Mum needs a complete change of scene. A proper rest. I've been thinking of taking her away for a while.
It'll do you both good to have a break.
And after that?
Is there going to be an after that, Michael?
Of course there is.
Your mum needs you. I don't think you've got enough left to give to me.
Emily, you know I love you.
Sometimes loving someone isn't enough. Maybe we should stop pretending this wedding's gonna happen. We're different people, Michael. We want different things.
Things have been very difficult because of Mum.
She's only part of it. I think it's time we were honest with each other. Don't you?
Look, he's really got it in for our mate Ian. He started off picking on him. Ian said he's been victimising him, locking him up in his room for hours.
And now we find out he's got some double identity thing going on, and you're acting really weird. What's going on?
I can't believe Wilcox is at your school. They said he'd never teach again.
Decided to do some work then?
It was the third time he hit me that somebody found out.
What did the school do?
Hushed it up. By that time, it had such a bad reputation, nobody knew who was to blame. Pretty clever, really. They asked Wilcox to leave.
Now is it Grange Hill?
That's the really weird thing. The head promised me he wouldn't give him a reference. He said if he couldn't teach, it couldn't happen to anyone else.
You've got Mr. Deverill here, right?
We did have. He went travelling.
So Wilcox would have known that Deverill was out the country?
Suppose so. They were both here about the same time.
Nice. So Mr. Deverill leaves the country, then Wilcox gets kicked out of here and ends up at Grange Hill as Mr. Deverill. It's like James Bond, isn't it?
Tom! I think we've got company. Tom?
You should have told me you were leaving.
How? Oh, I get it. Matt.
Well, he knew I'd want to say goodbye. I wish you weren't going.
I can't stay here with Deverill still in charge.
I'm sorry. I ruined everything.
I'm okay now. Really, I'm okay.
I think I finally understand what it's like, you know? People only judging you on a superficial. I don't think it's just a girl thing.
I'm glad you understand.
Yeah. But too late as always. Maybe we could have worked things out after all.
Yeah.
I'll miss you.
I think your fan club will keep you occupied. You're right. Don't need these anymore. Goodbye, Tom.
Bye.
Oh, I thought everyone had gone.
No, I just had a few things to do.
Well, you better get a move on. Vicky's a high-maintenance girl.
What?
She'll go ballistic if you stand her up. 4:30 at the club. You better get a wiggle on.
Right.
Man, it's no wonder I'm a relationship cynic. I thought you two were love's young dream.
I'm sorry, love, we're not licensed till 6, and even then I couldn't serve you because you're not 18.
Oh, go do one, you boring old mare.
Susie, a word.
What?
Next time, tell them to come back later and give them whatever they ask for.
But they're not old enough.
They've got money to spend, and it pays your wages.
What a lovely surprise. I just this minute got in. I've been to see Margaret.
Peter, I've got something for you.
For me?
Call it a going away present.
But these are tiny.
I know. I wondered if you still wanted some company in South America.
I was thinking of something more permanent.
So was I.
We used to sing.
Been thinking about you.
Me too. I haven't thought about much else. Do you know, nothing has ever felt so right and so wrong all at the same time. I can't stop thinking about you, Ozzy, but where does that get me? I'm hurting Danny, I'm confusing myself, I don't know what's right anymore.
What do you want to do?
I want to believe in you. Have you really changed?
You just want to be on your own? And you're here crying on his shoulder? Do you think I'm stupid?
It's not how it looks.
Oh, please. Don't patronise me. You act like you're so much better than everyone, don't you? I thought you were honest, but you're just a big fake. Just like this scumbag.
You know nothing about this girl. You come in here making all sorts of accusations. If you actually stopped to listen to her, you might see what you nearly had. She is worth 10 of you. You're the scumbag.
What are you doing? At least Ozzy doesn't resort to this. You didn't even give me the chance to explain.
You deserve each other.
Oi, this way, Rambo.
You're okay. I better go too.
Don't. People change.
You're good, boy, I'll give you that. That was really convincing.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, Vicky. He almost had me believing it. But then I know what this is really about.
Ozzy?
Life's a little bet, does our Oz. And like he said, he can blag his worst enemy's girl. He can blag anyone.
Oh, Vic.
She served her purpose. It's time to talk business. If you're in, if you still want it.
I want it all right.